again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. What people to eat no money, what people at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss away in the little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste for most mantis statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the script of money, girl, and say that it's not you. One day the man above end up, him a got up. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. My singers and DJs and social media's coming at you. It burn me 300% raise. It burn me garbage pile of the day. It burn me give the teacher them raise. It burn me I see corruption please. It burn me mash down the people them house. It burn me every day appear arms out. It burn me appear money them a thief. It burn me and them a sell out the beach. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again. Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, them rapper, they down in our fever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell. It burn me. Or they treat the market man. It burn me. Or them a treat the cat man. It burn me. Or they treat the peanut man. It burn me. Or them a treat the dirt man. It burn me. Or them a treat the sun man. It burn me. Or them a treat policeman. It burn me. Or them a treat soldier man. It burn me. Or them a treat everyone. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't.
Global TV send another one. Oh. Oh, 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 Global TV, I send them home. Yeah, man, this is Michael Buckley. I tell you, say, yo, the Global TV, yeah, man, me represent that 100%. Play the music, Global. Boom, shell.
Push it back in and turn it around and turn it around and push it back in. Whoa, the water run. But with such a broad-bodied, stiff cedar back, Paula Llewellyn. It's more of taxpayers' money wasting than the water running. But tired, you see? Been up in the program for this morning because I said, I've been on the road from morning running about all about here, there, and everywhere. I wonder if Peter Bramwell and Andrew Bramwell related, because the bully and the brute force behavior. Me just have to wonder if Peter Bramwell, that taxi driver in the fracker in Halfway Tree, I wonder if there's any Bramwell relation, because the bullying and the brute force would suggest. Good morning, and welcome to the Global Television Group. It is your program. You ought to know that I'm live by now. Okay. Sorry about that, my peeps. Good morning to my community party and all my family members. Good morning to my moderators and platform membership holders, viewers, and subscribers, commenters. Good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. This morning, I went to do a 9:30 appointment. Then I went straight to my sister to get some seeds for my farming. And my sister, they all the way over yonder. I call them part of the country. It's in London, but anywhere too far from me, we call country. So today also, I'm back at my farming. I'm sowing Scotch bonnet pepper today, onion, and callaloo. And yes, my seeds are from Jamaica. They're not from here. So I'm back at my farming today. Yesterday, I mowed my potatoes. Debbie Jervis, Patricia Matthews, Marcia Esty, good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Jason Kane, Natalia Freeman, Yvonne Johnson, Beat and Teach, Dion Johnson, Sophia Grant, JP, Jeanette Riley, Lilith Foster, Marcia Thomas, Miranda Roddock, Maxine Cummins, Lilith Foster, Violet Watson, Deron Daly, Sharon Powell, Diana Atkins, Veteran, Wagwan, Abinasa Cody, Beverly Forbes, Jacqueline Murray, Agency Driver 5. Good morning, all, and welcome. And I say, no matter how the whole of we out here chat, and a guani. And a guani. Paula Llewellyn not paying any attention to us. Not one solid bit. Because while we there bagamouth and a waste breath, Paula is having fun. Why shouldn't she? I mean, if she should have been retired, and she's still depend taxpayer expense as a retiree, then of course the woman have all right to be out there having fun. But what about the integrity? What about the integrity of an office that you hold so dearly to for years? Is there nothing of integrity in the office of the Director of Public Prosecution anymore? Even if they're nifty friends, even if the new retirement age for DPP applied to Paula Llewellyn. Paula Llewellyn is only a year and so away from retirement under the new rules, if it did apply to her. However, it doesn't. Anyone with professional integrity, anyone who respects their profession, respect the rule of law, respect the Constitution. Rosemary Samuels. Then with all those in mind, what one would do in Paula Llewellyn's position is step aside for her professional integrity and for the integrity and trust and confidence of the public in the office of the Director of Prosecution. Juliet Holness said Valerie Curtis brought Parliament into the House of Representatives into disrepute. How come I don't hear anybody in government or across mainstream media is making the argument, Georgia Dennis, that Paula Llewellyn's behavior has brought the office of the Director of Public Prosecution into disrepute? The integrity of the office is seriously damaged with all of the brouhaha and uncertainty that is going on in the office. There are 3 offices in the country at the moment where the public is rather confused as to what is really going on in those offices and where the country goes from here, or who really is the head of those offices. We see the open conundrum with the office of the Director of Public Prosecution. Where even though Paula has so-called stepped aside, Linford, she has not resigned. Bros, awaiting a ruling from the appeals court, with the hope that the appeals court ruled in their favor and and she would be reinstated as the DPP to continue until she is 65. Even if the appeal court ruled in the government's favor, Paula Llewellyn back at the DPP office will leave the office with no trust from the public. The office will have no integrity. No one will trust the prosecution coming from that office. Cousin Marin, wagwan. But before I continue with Paula, let me pause and say happy birthday to one of our globalists, Mr. Jude from Texas. It is your birthday. Mr. Jude is also from the Waterhouse crew. Big up yourself on your birthday, Mr. Jude. Your birthday big up is coming from your family members and brother, you know who. Big up yourself and have a great day and enjoy yourself. And from me, from Global Television as well, Jude, big up yourself and happy birthday to you. Sorry, I forgot to put your picture up. Yes, Mr. Jude, big up yourself and have a happy birthday. Have fun and enjoy yourself. Right, let's get back to Paula. Anybody in Paula's position, look at the clerk. Sorry, we don't know how this situation pans out. But immediately the debacle started, Pamela Akola, she stepped aside. Now, the Director of Public Prosecution has immense power within our justice system. When a crime is committed, Lilith, Foster, Marie Messenger TV. When a crime is committed, it is your director of public prosecution decide, one, if that person is charged. And if they are going to be charged, what charges are to be levied at the accused. She gives instruction to prosecutors across the country. Her and her office also gives investigatory advice to police across the country. But she has powers that are much greater than that. She has the power to walk into any of our magistrate or crown court where there is a criminal proceedings going on. She has the power to, one, go in and take over the trial from whichever of her junior prosecutor or clerk of court or whoever is leading that case. She has the power to walk in court and take over that case, and no one's bat an eyelid. Not only that, she also has the power to step in your courtroom and withdraw any criminal case from the court under the nolli prosequi or nolli prosequi principle. Now, with all that wielding power, entrenched in that position by politicians who are corrupt, who are involved in financial embezzlement of the public purse, who are involved in illicitly enriching themselves at the expense of the public purse. We heard Mark Golding said it is her office, that is blocking charges that are to be brought against people involved in the SSL scandal. Darth White. Maya Brown, good morning. Professionally, Paula have had many mishaps where if it wasn't in such a corrupt country as ours, Christopher, Paula would have been forced to resign. She would ask to tender her resignation. Not least the disgraceful debacle in the cartel case. Not only that, her admission to jury tampering. Her misunderstanding of the Firearms Act, whether to charge one under Section 5 or Section 45 of the Act. Her lack of knowledge of the case Gleaner versus Michael Manley and others, which should have thrown Vybz Cartel case, discharge the entire jury in Vybz Cartel case and start a retrial. The DPP either had no knowledge of that ruling or corruptly just wanted a verdict. Colleen Humphreys. So the dangling on uncertainty over this office, because the appointee to the office, the new appointee is appointed for 6 months, is the Public Services Commission actively seeking a full-time office holder for that role. when the 6-month tenure of this appointee expires? Or is Paula hoping that there will be an expedited hearing and ruling within the next 6 months, Lauren Barrett, that would reinstall her at the end of the 6-month appointment tenure? It is the same shenanigan. The office of the political ombudsman is in as well. Even though lumped with the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, we're still not clear on the procedures to make complaint to that office with regards to public officials and public body. There is so much going on at the moment where this whole Speaker Clark debacle is something also that the office of the political ombudsman should be investigating. But because all these offices, Carleen Jones, all these offices are jumbled up and all over the place, and you really don't know who to contact or what the procedures are or the guidelines are under this new jumble situation. There's a wave of uncertainty across the country in many areas. And the government has turned a blind eye to what everyone is talking about. For us to have integrity in the office of the Director of Public Prosecution, we need to see a full removal of Paula Llewellyn so the integrity of the office can move on without a constant shadow over it. But I'm going to turn to a situation where a young Jamaican lost his life in Pennsylvania as a consequence of racial bullying. Let us watch this video. First, let us give our thoughts to the family of this young man and many others that has lost their life recently across our country. But let's watch this clip together, and then we come back on the other side.
Literally hunted down like a dog by some of his classmates on Friday, April 26th, and then he went into cardiac arrest. This is 16-year-old Johnson from Lower Pax, Pennsylvania. He had moved to the States from Jamaica about 2 years ago and was just trying to fit in and make friends. He was a sophomore at Central Dauphin High School, and he was planning on trying out for the football team in the fall. 3 of the boys from that football team went to his house on Friday and pretty much tricked him into coming out of the house, and then they hunted him down like a dog. Trigger warning. So here you can see one of the boys running up to his door and ring the doorbell to try to get him to come outside. They eventually get him to come out of the house. They had been making comments like, "Hey, we see you in the window, come out."
Now you gotta sign this contract first.
Okay, so this is as he's coming out of the house. You'll see him here in just a second on the right. So there he is in the back. And then you'll see a kid get out of a car there, right there, and just start chasing him. Someone says, "Get it on video." Here it is from another view. You'll see them come running here in just a second. And one of the boys, as he's chasing him, says he went back to effing Africa. I don't know if he dropped his phone while he was being chased or what, but there's another video that shows one of the boys grab this chair and set it there in front of the door, and they put his phone on top of the chair. So you see Justin walking here. He grabs his phone. He seems very short of breath and exhausted. And then he ends up going inside and calling his dad. Now, according to reports, Justin had made a call to his dad while he was running and told him that he was trying to run away from a group of kids that were chasing him. After he got into the house, he called his dad again and told him that he was short of breath and felt like he couldn't breathe. His father returned home from work to find Justin face down in the kitchen floor. Medics arrived and immediately began doing CPR on him, and then they transferred him to Hershey Medical Center, where he was pronounced deceased. Tuesday, April 30th would have been his 17th birthday, but instead, he'll be having an autopsy done. A neighbor named Belinda Ward said that they coerced him out of the house and then hunted him down like an animal. This is an active investigation, and multiple departments are involved with this, including the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission. Thoughts and prayers going to the father, and I will keep everybody updated on this case.
We will definitely be following the updates on this case and see how the racist American authorities, Norman Ferguson, investigate these issues. Because there was another striking case in the United Kingdom the other day in, I forgot what year the incident happened, but a white youth in rough playing would have pushed a young, I think a 14-year-old black guy off, or 14 or 13, push him off into a lake or a stream, and he drowned. The inquest found that the white guy caused the death of the young black guy, but the South Wales Authority decided that it wasn't in public interest to prosecute. We're not asking to prosecute for murder, prosecute for the cause of death. They said it wasn't in public interest. Delroy Henry, good morning. So, wherever we're there, we'll catch hell. But the sad reality is, hope we want to go home and can't go home. Because the same crime we meet, we are foreign. And we are run with fan yard. What makes it different in foreign? We can rely upon the police to turn up. Them now go tell us that them not have vehicle. Pamela McNeil. Most time, there will be an investigation and follow-up and prosecution. In Jamaica, people are going to wonder, should I even bother to call the police? Are they going to turn up? If them turn up, I wonder for them bad man friend, and them are going to take them side. Very much. So as much as we love the country, there's a lot that we have to think of. There's a lot that we have to think of when we would have want to say we're fed up of foreign and we want to leave foreign and come home. We had a pain in the belly to think about. We have the ambulance and the hospital bed to think about. We have the water sufferation to think about. We have the crime to think about. Even if crime not affect your area, Gloria Morris. The fear of crime alone, Monica Hawthorne, subject our freedom of movement in our country. Just the fear of crime alone subject our freedom of movement in our country. It also subject our free speech as well. Because the way how we country are run, a lot of we see crime and can't talk about it. Because there will be a jungle justice, recompense and retaliation if them view we as informer. So holy power if start talk. Them a kill we in a silence. Might as well them kill we making nice, don't? It silence no longer serve. Them a kill we if we silent, and them a kill we if we make nice. They really don't care where they cut us down. So me just think the silence fit over. Because the silence not keep us safe anymore. The me minding my own business really isn't working anymore, Christine Gilbert. Just about anybody can receive a wild shot in a shootout. Just about anybody can be the target of a robbery. Just about anybody can get on the wrong side of a gunman or a gangster. The fear of crime in Jamaica is even worse than the actual crime that is committed in our country. Because everybody, I wonder when it's going to come and knock on my door. But an interesting member of the diaspora has written to IRFM in this saga unfolding with regards to Amber versus the Minister of Water, Matthew Samuda. So the diaspora member wrote, which is on the left side, Nicholas Evans is the, I believe, sales manager at IRFM. Good morning, Nicholas. Hope all is well with you. I am contacting you because of the firestorm that is on social media regarding Amber and the Minister of Water in Jamaica. I want you to get this message across to your boss or the head of IRFM that we here in the diaspora stand with Amber and she did not do or say anything wrong. She has a voice for the voiceless, and it is her constitutional right to speak up for her community. If that minister calls IRFM and complain or order her to be fired, and you all fall for that, the station will be boycotted. We need to see a press release or a statement from this organization regarding this situation. Enough is enough in Jamaica. I expect a response from you soon. Please bear in mind that this message will be posted on social media as well. Thanks for your attention to the matter. Hashtag I stand with Amber. Mr. Evans respond. Like many others, you are caught in a room, but unfortunately, IRFM cannot come public and state what exactly is the situation, as this is an internal matter. I can, however, tell you that Amber is still pretty much a member of staff at IRFM and is still the designated host for the Easy Skanking show on the days she was originally assigned to work. That's the vagueness of the reply from Mr. Nicholas Evans, the sales manager at IRFM. Pretty vague. I wonder if there comes a point where we will have a conclusive argument from IRFM as to what the end game of the entire situation with regards to Amber. But as I said last night, my gripe is certainly not with the government. If the government want to be thin-skinned and call a radio station about something that one of their employer said, well, I'm not sure if Amber did her show yesterday. Beat and Teach, are you able to verify that for us? Or is there anyone in the... Amber Joy has started her YouTube channel. That's great. Amber Joy News and Reviews. Go over to her channel and subscribe. I definitely will do so. As I've always advised, Beat and Teach says no. As I've always advised a lot of these reporters and broadcasters working for mainstream media, stud the thing. Come over to social media. You will do an awful lot of great work over here. I've watched during the lockdown period a lot of British journalists who weren't willing to toe the line were either kicked out of their job or left their job and start their broadcasting career on YouTube. And they are giving their broadcaster a run for their money. There's a space for Amber to grow exponentially and expeditiously on here because of the work that she's doing. Elijah B., how are you? This is the confusion, Elijah. As I said yesterday, this is IRFM who gave a mouthpiece to Muta Baruka, to Kabu Ma'at, to the Stepping Razor show, to the Cutting Edge show, where them two showed that for the last over 2 decades have been beating the government and the system. Send me the link, Beat and Teach. Let me pin it. Send me the link, text me the link to Amber channel. Send me the link to Amber channel, please. So, I am confused as to why people are going after the government and not after IRFM. IRFM is not a government-owned radio station. JB, how are you? It is not a government-owned radio station. So if the government in a them thin skin want to call and get into a hissy fit, give them a piece of tissue and send them on their merry journey. But to ponder to them and to roll over to them, then there is a problem with that broadcaster. That broadcaster is in somebody's pocket. That broadcaster head is up somebody's swanny. So I am not here. Sorry. Let me copy this link and put it in the chat. 1 second, people. So me now go back to the government. IRFM is the one who is at fault here. IRFM needs to back up the government. IRFM had no right to listen to the government request or a member of the government request should they rolled up with their barbaric request. So I'm not after hold on, peeps. I'm not after, I need to get this pinned over here. Just bear with me a second. I'm not after the government. IRFM is the one at fault here. IRFM shows here that they're not independent. They have a master in government. IRFM shows that they are not independent of government. That's the link. That's the link to Amber's channel. Give her some strength, because this social justice warrior must be supported, because without her, we would know of the lie Matthew Samoda told the people. Or they don't want to come to clarify whether that hotel is on the people's water or it is on the water where them a talk about, where them can't verify. Brittany L., how are you? So hit the link, pin in the top of the chat, and support Amber's channel, because people like them there, people like Amber, where have that social justice passion, care about people, care about their community, and want to see development and improvement in their community. These are people who need to walk away from mainstream media, because mainstream media is stifling your voice. Mainstream media is killing your passion. There's a place for you on social media to do your investigation and put your argument forth and publish your investigations. You no longer have to be trapped in the swelter of noise of mainstream media without any form of substance. What Amber needs to do, sue, if there's anything to sue IRFM for, sue IRFM and move on. Let IRFM pay for their blunder. Move on. There's a great career awaiting you on social media, Miss Amber. Yvonne Johnson, how are you? You're going to make more money doing your job on social media than working for IRFM. Your work is going to reach more people, Miss Amber, working in the social media land here than working on IRFM. So sod those useless things called mainstream media. Who watch them and who are listening to them? Like, really? Is there anybody watching or listening to mainstream media? Sod the thing, my dear. Annie Smith, your words will get much farther. You can do your work more honestly when you sit down in front of your broadcasting apparatus. You can speak more freely. You don't have to speak, Miss Amber, at the behest of your editors and your superiors. All you have to do is when you come over here is learn to dance your way through the robots. And there's less censorship from the robots, Miss Amber, than there is from your editors at IRFM. O'Neill Gale, how are you? So believe you me, ma'am, you're not losing anything. Walking away from IRFM and building your career on social media is the way to go. So mainstream media is a lost cause in this world. Nobody not pay them no attention anymore. We know they're liars and government mouthpiece for what narrative government wants to put out. Or they block investigative reports that would show a lot of corruption and nepotism in government. Stud IRFM. And when people want to dance and listen to music, them go over there so. Because we notice how Muta Baruka him gone loopy and cold and shaky from pandemic galangin. Because I see Muta there run up and down and advertise and encourage whole heap of people to go take joke and justify why nothing wrong with taking the joke behind because him take whole heap. So look like I call Muta him sell out over there to come and see Muta no sharp again, like how Muta do sharp. Muta gone soapy and slappy. Hero Backham, how are you? But I be shenanigans are going in a few country anyway. Because if DPP can just swirl our stiff self over the place of the water running at our expense, when we can't afford certain things, Paula party pan for expense. Paula was should retire from last year, September, is still hanging on for perks and pay from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. Lax the Gregory. So, Paula Llewellyn needs to bring back integrity to the office. Let us see publicly, Miss Llewellyn, that you detach yourself, you retired. We don't have nothing dangling in our head. I wonder if Paula go there by night. I wonder if Paula run the office from home. I wonder if Paula still provide consultation to the office. All of those keep eating away at the integrity of the office. Regardless of who is there at the moment, if it is perceived, perception really matters, Monica Gale. If it is perceived by the nation that the Director of Public Prosecution, Ms. Llewellyn, the previous or should be retired Director of Public Prosecution, Ms. Llewellyn, has any dealings currently to do with the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, then the public will not have any trust or integrity in the office. Why should they? Why should they when the office holder is not showing professional integrity in public or shows that she has respect for the rule of law or the office? Jamaica is an explanation that you only can explain it to people who understands Jamaica. You cannot explain the real Jamaica to a person who has no knowledge of Jamaica, because they might just turn around and ask you, where can I buy that novel? It sounds like quite an interesting read. Only to turn out, though, it is our reality. We can't manage. Paula dance, push it back in and turn it around. Turn it around and push it back in. Whoa, the water running. If you have just joined the channel, the link pinned in the top of the chat is the link to, is it Amber Joy? Amber Joy's channel. Please subscribe and give her some strength. Make we show IRFM say hello. She don't have nothing to lose out of this, because if it goes sideways, Unwa go face lawsuit, and she can have her grand and glorious career on social media. When what he was, that's not saying anything. If this happens, something there should be much more coming from the incompetent person, Nicholas Evans. Very much so, Norman Ferguson. Nicholas respond to the interested diaspora member who wrote to IRFM was very, very vague. Globalist, let's give Amber some strength. 155 device here. Please subscribe to her channel. Yes, please, people, please subscribe to Amber's channel. It is pinned in the top of the chat. Just hit that blue link. It will take you straight to her channel, and then you just hit the subscription and then the notification button, and give her some strength, because she is really championing the plight of the people in Westmoreland, as people across Jamaica is having that particular water plight. But there is a unique situation unfolding in Westmoreland, and the Minister of Water seemed to be lying about the source of water for that 1,000-room hotel within that region. So Amber is really, really championing that issue. So subscribe to her channel. Subscribe to her channel. Give her some strength, because it is another social justice warrior that is standing up for all of us and for all of us rights, and for the rights of Jamaicans to have access, constant access to water. And Amber will have way more freedom of speech on social media than mainstream media. Oh, yes, that is so true, Debbie. That is so true. I've always telling these people, because holy, especially so a lot of the Gleaner reporter them, you know. A lot of time them do some good story, but it just cannot get past the editors. Trust me, this is something that I know. That's why sometimes we don't beat the reporters, we beat the editors, because the reporters will really do some digging at times. The problem is they cannot get those stories to pass their editors. And if these people are on social media, they would be doing so well in the broadcasting and investigation scope, because a whole heap of them. Amber Joy is also an IG Okay, me is not an IG person anywhere. IG too, me IG and TikTok are for young people. Me don't really understand much about them two there, to be honest with you. But anyway, my peeps, me I go do my farming now. Me I go sow my onion, my callaloo, and my Scotch bonnet pepper. My potatoes, my baby potatoes are growing very nicely. So hopefully. And yesterday me also start some new leaf and life tree. I have a lot of leaf and life tree all across my house. But me only have 2 aloe vera. Me I gonna need more. But anyway, thank you all for being here this morning. Join us back this evening for the people's point of view when we will go through the day's development in the news and what is going on in our country. And the blessed one, good morning. Good morning. If you have just joined, hit the link in the top of the chat and subscribe to Amber Joy's channel. You better get up on the people platform. That's good. Debbie, me can't keep up with Instagram and TikTok. Over there kind of too challenging for me. The audience is too young, or the content is kind of too young over there. Michi, how are you? I've never got the hang. I've never got a proper hang of those two, to be honest with you. Sometimes I go over them and just go there for scroll because I really don't understand half of what's going on over there. I told Amber you sent me. Okay, Lilith, thank you. Yes, make sure you all subscribe and give her the strength. She is doing a great piece of work down in Westmoreland. Westmoreland is my neighboring parish. You all know I'm from St. Elizabeth. And we down that side of the world, we're not short of water, people. Believe you me. We have all sorts of rivers and springs and wells and streams. We don't have water problem in a Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth. We have an irrigation and distribution problem, and we have a crisis, a created crisis problem. We do not, though, have a drought system. You see that drought argument here, people? Raymond, how are you? You see that drought argument here? It's a part of the climate change agenda they're enforcing upon us. You know, see, the Liad Samoda boy go meet with climate change people and them shenanigans. I know drought we have. We have a deliberate lack of water distribution problem. Trust me, Jamaica people. Don't buy the drought story. We don't in a drought. It's an engineered crisis in order. Beverly Edwards, how are you? It's an engineered crisis in order to enforce the new climate change agenda. What am I going to tell us because of climate change, we're limited to this and we're limited to that because we have to protect the environment. We don't, in a no joke. Don't believe them. Don't buy the story. Nothing don't go so. The chucking of water is all deliberate. We soon start to have some weird bacteria because in our food, them are going to start attack we. Beware of this criminal government. Be aware of this criminal regime. That me I tell you now. I'm a Westernite, and what you are saying is so true. No lack of water when there are so many rivers and springs. Big up Amber for speaking out. We don't know drought. It's a created crisis in order to enforce their climate change agenda. This drought time thing is created by them, and the distribution and terrible mismanagement of water supply. Good morning, Wayne, and all the wonderful listeners. Mavis Gooden, how are you? They lock off the main valve to central water and their rich friends. Property. So, I don't know what it say. Water crisis, though in a rich people community, is only poor people community. Jotagwan. It's only in our farming community. Jotagwan. No say where the Nigel give them more rights and leverage to carry in stronger together. How are you? To carry in more rotten food, more bacteria food, and all sort of engineered food. Come go no. So uno don't see if Nigel a push it the angle there. Nigel and him friend them now go want your agricultural sector to flourish. So them have to induce or create a jolt in order to destroy your agricultural crops. Then Nigel carrying the substandard, rotten, no use, sinting them, compiling we are. Tina Moore, how are you? Yes, everyone go over and subscribe to Amber YouTube channel, please. Her channel is pinned in the top of the chat. Make sure you all give her your support. She is doing a wonderful work with regards to the water situation in Westmoreland. And as you know, the Minister of Water has contacted IRFM. For what reason IRFM is not giving a clear and clarifying answer. It's quite rather vague, but Amber has now created her own YouTube channel, Amber Joy's News and Reviews. So support her channel. Support her channel. She is a social justice warrior, one that is really standing up for our people. And that is something that all of us must lend our support to. So thank you all very much for being here this morning on Global Television Group. We will definitely see you back, and make sure you share the link to Amber channels to all your WhatsApp groups so people, Sasha, how are you? So people can subscribe to their channel. Real Black Woman, are you here? How you do? How you the Real Black Woman? So people can continue to subscribe to her channel, so she can get to 1,000 subscribers in no time, Laxagegri. So she can start doing live broadcasts from her channel. So thank you all very much, and we'll definitely see you right back here later this evening. Good morning, good afternoon from Global Television. Good afternoon, good morning, Tash.